So today we're gonna do an epic night dive critter hunt. I'm bringing my big camera, even though we got the big group with us. But right now it's 5:30 in the morning and I'm hauling ass because I'm late. We are gonna go take these guys to the Maltapai market, like farmer's market, show them what that looks like. They can buy some fruit, vegetables, you know, local stuff. So it's kind of cool. The Boy Scouts are getting like the local Filipino culture experience. And yeah, not just diving, although the diving's epic. We just went to Apple Island yesterday. Everybody's still buzzing on that. So I want to do a good old-fashioned critter hunt tonight. But we got time for that. Let's go to the market right now. See what's going on over there. Where's the salmon?
Tuna. This is salmon, sir. This is tuna.
Where do you get salmon? Pila.
Salmon. 340.
This one?
This is 250. Barracuda.
Where's the salmon from?
Chaton.
Chaton.
Lapu-lapu.
Here's every Filipino's dream, the dried fish spot. Disgusting. Bulad. Oh, this big one. Let's see my friends. Howdy. What are you guys doing? Toys and panties. This is where I come. This is where I come for my toys and panties. Alex, it's too early? You look sleepyhead. Yummy. Alright, that's better. This looks good. Lame kayo. What kind of fish is that?
Tuna.
Ah, that's a big tuna. Tuna?
This one.
What's this one?
We call it piñahon here in the Philippines.
Pinyan. Ah. Roasted peanuts. Avocados. There's some baby squid. Little, what's a white one? What's a white, mackerel? No.
Chi.
Chi?
The small one.
That's tuna. Alright, get your seaweed. Seaweed. I knew somebody would get it. Yeah, I knew somebody's gonna get the seaweed.
What the heck that thing is? I mean, it's a freaking
barracuda?
monster.
What is this, barracuda?
No, it's not.
Nito? Oh.
Marla.
Huh? Marla? Goat transport. Get your okras. Get your okras here. Get your cows. You could either have that or a pig head. Let me know. Get your pig's feet. World's tiniest onions. I mean, I'm sure they're good, but you need like 10 of them. Knives and herbs. And tobacco. And cows and sidecars. That's the only way to transport cows, in your sidecar. Of course, the Boy Scouts want all the machetes.
Like that one.
I want to see videos back home in Montana using your bolo bolo in the forest. Enough of that nonsense. I did buy a big trash can and some hangers for the shop, but enough of that market. Let's go make sure the batteries and stuff are charged on the camera and lights, and then let's go do a night dive. Good old-fashioned critter hunt. Camera is all put together and I'm ready to go. All right, wish me luck. I'm gonna go find some critters. No. I kind of want to see an octopus tonight, but octopus, I'm gonna film the harlequin shrimp.
Bring it with you, please.
You're not gonna eat my harlequin shrimp.
No, the octopus.
It's getting dark. Let's go do a good old-fashioned critter hunt at night. Pretty much everywhere in Dauin at night, you're gonna find these amazing flatworms. Of course, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I film a lot of these flatworms because they're just so photogenic. But they're related to a nudibranch, which are my all-time favorites. On this particular dive tonight, we found no less than 40 of these flatworms that are about 3 to 4 inches long and all colored the same exact coloration with the starry pattern. It was pretty cool. Sometimes I like to use a golf ball to give you a true scale of how tiny some of these critters are. You see the nudibranch yet? Let me zoom in all the way in and focus. There it is. This tiny little nudibranch is so small he can use the dimples on the golf ball as a swimming pool. Let's zoom in a little bit more. These guys are so tiny that I didn't even know that there's actually 2 of them until I zoomed in even more with my TG6 camera. Hopefully that gives you just a small idea of how tiny some of these critters are, including this Trepania nudibranch. Also small, but not nearly that tiny, about half the size of a golf ball, is this bobtail squid. Bobtail squid are all over at night here in the sands or in the grassy area, and as soon as they see the light, they like to just bury themselves in the sand, only having their eyes peek out to see what's going on. These guys are some of the cutest little critters in the sea. Of course, I like all cephalopods. I'm not going to pass up any of them. As you can see, he kind of buries himself in the sand and then even changes his color to match whatever's around him. It's pretty fascinating. One of the coolest species on the planet. Again, on this particular night dive, we've seen about 9 of these. They're just everywhere if you really want to find them. Also in the sand are countless snails, like this one. I couldn't tell you what the name of this is, but it's just fun sometimes to sit around and film and watch what they're doing. This guy's just slithering around, and then he runs into a little tiny sea urchin who tries to scare him away when he senses his presence. Yeah, he might want to crawl the other way, I think. And then there's another cephalopod. This cuttlefish was massive. Bigger than a football. And you know, when you're diving with a big group, it's hard to get them not to shine their light. But it was still a cool find. And one of them even found this little tiny moray eel, which was out of its hole, which is pretty rare. You sometimes see them hunting at night, but most of the time you just see them poking their heads out of holes and caves and stuff. So it was cool to watch them slither around for a minute. This is one of those giant blue sea stars that you see pretty much everywhere in the Philippines, maybe everywhere in the tropics. But I wanted to show the kids what's living on top of this sea star. So I pointed and I zoomed in with the camera, and there was this little tiny flatworm. He's about the third the size of a US dime. So I just followed him around for a minute to see what's going on as he slithered around on the back of this starfish. Pretty awesome coloration. Looks like a flat strawberry. On that same starfish, if you zoom in a little bit more, you see these tiny, tiny emperor shrimp. They're all over, and they're really jumpy and skittish, really hard to film. But I finally got zoomed in on a couple of them. And they're pretty fascinating. These guys are getting a little bit of an education in the way that it's not just an ugly old starfish sitting there. There's a whole ecosystem if you look really close. On this night, we ran into a lot of octopus. Here, I think, is an algae octopus. I'm really not sure. It might also be a long arm octopus, but it's just really hard to tell. No matter what biologist I ask, they all have a different answer, or they just say they really can't tell because they're so adaptive and can change their looks and their texture and everything. It's just really hard to tell. But to me, it looks like a long arm octopus. These guys were just everywhere in the rubble. To prove it, here's another one. I'm also not sure what this one is. It might be a white V. Sometimes they call this one a white V octopus, but some biologists say white Vs and long arms are the same, so I really don't know. I can ask in the comments to tell me what you think this species is, but we're just going to get 10 different answers. I see these all the time, as well as my marine biologist friends, and they really don't know. And finally another one. This one might actually be an algae octopus, not really sure. Whatever they are, it's always fun seeing them poke their heads out of the rubble and dead coral and rocks and stuff. They make little burrows, and you can tell it's an octopus burrow because there's a bunch of dead snail shells and stuff like that with little holes drilled in them. Pretty fascinating. And obviously my favorite species are cephalopods, so I was glad I got to show the divers a few octopus at least. It was an awesome night dive, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.